So Rob, we went to play Black Ops 3 down at Treyarch. Fun trip. We got to play a bunch of multiplayer, and my biggest question going into that, hands down, was how are they doing movement in Black Ops 3? What are they going to do to continue or change what Advanced Warfare did with those exosuits darting this way and that? Mobility was a huge thing in that game, and lo and behold, they got this new traversal system.
Right. If I were to say anything, it is very similar to Advanced Warfare, but a little bit more toned down.
Advanced Warfare is all about sort of darting and like very short contained movements. But I think Black Ops 3 is a lot about your flow through the map. So for example, the double jump, you don't just like jump and jump again with one charge. You have this energy meter, and so you can like jump and like feather it down to go over here, or you can jump up and like zag this way and like sort of change your direction, or you could even jump and like kind of like hover a little bit.
Right.
So that's the thrust jump is omnidirectional. The idea is that you're sort of, it allows you to change your direction and flow through the level, and the power slide is another move that's a little bit more direct and a little bit more dashy in the way of Advanced Warfare.
Right. You can get into a controlled slide and turn to the right and, you know, jet around a corner and surprise a guy with a move in that respect.
You can initiate the power slide like mid-jump, and then, you know, you hold it down, you trigger it, and then when you land, you know you're going to slide in the direction you were looking. Being able to control your gun, have your gun up at all times is like the overarching philosophy for this traversal system, especially with just the whole new, the way they've handled mantling.
Mantling, right. No longer are you running up to a window and tapping A. You tap A to get your initial jump, but as long as you're just looking in the direction of your goal, you just kind of flow through. So automatically, are you mantling over a windowsill or an object or a ledge? It's all very fluid, and it felt really great. And now you can even run backwards and shoot, which is huge. Like you're constantly being able to move around and traverse in a fluid manner, and as you said, your gun's always up during the process.
Yeah, if you are tracking backwards and you happen to hit a wall or something, you will automatically mantle over it. If you're going forward and you're mantling, your gun is always up. It's not that like, let me put my hands down, clamber, clamber, okay, let me pull out my gun again. So it's all with the idea of this sort of fluidity, and that plays into the wall run. Black Ops 3 has wall running. But you can, you have to come at it at an angle, as in Titanfall, and it's less though, it feels less dependent on your momentum per se, because you can go and then turn around, tap the button, and then you'll be wall running back in another direction. So it still has more control, I would say, than Titanfall. So it sort of puts on the spectrum Black Ops 3's movement in between the abruptness and sort of darting moves of Advanced Warfare and the fluidity and kind of flow-based stuff of Titanfall.
Yeah.
Oh, also you can swim.
Great. So that's traversal. But what Black Ops 3 is really packing, Chris, is specialists.
Dude, there's like a hero character now. You gotta choose one. So instead of like in multiplayer, instead of just like, you still do your gun stuff. You get your gun kitted out. You can have up to like 5 attachments this time, plus an optic. Like there's that whole gunsmith stuff. You can even like paint the sides of your gun and whatnot. But in addition to making that choice, your loadout choice, you gotta choose a specialist. And they're basically heroes. Like they have special powers.
Yeah.
So there's going to be 9 of them. We got to play as 4 different ones. And just to give you an example, Ruin, that guy, this like American military dude, white guy with a mohawk, two bionic arms. Every specialist has a weapon and an ability. So you choose the specialist, and then you choose one of those 2. So what were Ruin's things?
Ruin his ability was a overcharge, which is essentially was, I don't know if, did it affect your health or your shield at all?
I think it's just a speed boost.
It was just a speed boost.
I think you just run real quick.
In a CTF match, they even said it, the developers were like, you're probably going to want this character.
You're going to want to Ruin, to grab your flag and then run, because he'll be able to cover distance super quick. His weapon is these 2 big gravity spikes.
Yeah.
I don't know, they just look like big glowing things. And he basically does a ground pound area smash. It's like a little leap, and then boom, anyone within a certain radius is killed. And so you have to choose one of those though when you choose. So they operate on an energy meter, and like that that they sort of mapped it out, the loose things. It's like in a match you might gain your energy meter every 3 minutes, but if you're doing like pretty well and killing people and getting objectives, you might get it every 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So that it's accelerated by score, and yeah, like once you've got it, use it, because then you're not accruing to the next usage, and they're special powers that you can use.
Right.
Another character, Seraph. She was this. She was in this Asian crime cartel, and so she's sort of this like badass street woman, like just like she looks super cool, and she's got a huge gun.
Magnum
yeah.
within one-shot kill. Yeah, almost like the golden gun in Destiny. Right?
The Annihilator.
Yeah, the
is her
Annihilator
weapon,
was what it's called.
And then her ability is to accelerate the rate at which she accrues score streak points. And then there was Outrider, another character. All these characters, by the way, have like their call signs and their official names and their little bios, because they want to try to place them in their larger fiction.
Sure.
But yeah, so Outrider's a Brazilian woman from the favela, and she's like wears a hood and has this compound bow that shoots explosive bolts. And also her ability is a radar ping that just anyone in the area, if they get caught in the ping, will just be like a red silhouette. And that explosive bolt jibs people straight up.
It's fun.
You tag someone, they are blowing to pieces. And there was one more that we haven't talked about yet.
Yeah.
Neither man nor woman, he's all machine.
He's all robot.
Reaper.
Reaper was definitely a badass. So yeah, right off the bat, he's got his power weapon, which is an armed minigun. But my favorite of all of these is his ability, which is Glitch. When I first saw it displayed, I like kind of felt scared, because it is a very scary ability in which you can rewind your position 6 seconds. So you can just pull these moves like that are just terrifying. In that, like, say that you're doing hardpoint, right? Where everyone's in a room trying to play some King of the Hill moves. I can run in, probably drop a grenade, and then warp out 6 seconds. Like, you can constantly fake out people.
It's totally disorienting because, yeah, it's strange, and I think your point is well taken that it's a little scary because it's very disruptive to the flow.
At this point, I currently think in its 6 second state, it's a little strong. Like, now it's just a manner of like, all right, let's itch it back maybe to 5 seconds or 4 seconds, right? Like, these things can and will be definitely balanced down the road.
Speaking of balancing and tweaking, one tweak they shared with us that's gonna really hit home for a lot of players is that knife kill.
That's right. That's huge. They completely eliminated the one-shot knife kill. So
not completely, because if you take a knife as a secondary weapon, then you'll still get the one-shot kill.
Then you can get it.
But you don't. It's not. The knife is no longer your default melee.
It's not even there.
It's a gun butt.
It's a gun butt.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what I'm saying on like prolonging like just gameplay in general. So instead of running to a room and because that happens once in a while, like a guy's just right there in your face. Like no longer can you. It's now let's separate ourselves and have
try to shoot a little bit. Yeah. Figure
like,
this out. Yeah.
That was great, and that happened so many times. Where it's and it's still going on, and then another dude comes in the room. Like, you lengthen the one-on-one aspects, and I am all about it.
So we've got a bunch of specialists and new superpowers in play, and we've got a new traversal system to handle this. The multiplayer matches we played, I mean, we had a great time. It's shaping up well. It feels distinct from Advanced Warfare. Who knows what the future will bring in the next couple months. We're going to be seeing more of this at E3, and of course, as the release date of November 6th approaches. Should be interesting.
Should be interesting, Chris.